3 very scary true stalker horror stories. Story 1. The man in the window. It started with small things. Little noises outside my window, a sense that someone was watching me when I walked home at night. At first, I chalked it up to paranoia. Living alone in a ground floor apartment, I told myself I was just being overly cautious. But then the evidence became undeniable. One night, I heard tapping on my bedroom window. I froze in bed, barely breathing. The sound was faint but deliberate, like fingernails scraping against the glass. I wanted to believe it was just a tree branch or the wind, but when I finally gathered the courage to peek through the blinds, my blood ran cold. A man stood there, his face inches from the glass, his eyes locked on mine. I screamed, and he bolted into the darkness. I called the police, but by the time they arrived, he was long gone. Over the next few weeks, it got worse. I would find things moved around outside my apartment, my welcome mat folded in half, footprints in the dirt below my window. The worst was when I found a note taped to my window. "I love watching you sleep." Terrified, I moved in with a friend while I searched for a new place. The police never caught him, but the thought of his face still haunts me. To this day, I wonder how many nights he stood there, watching me, before I ever noticed. Story 2. The shadow that followed me. I used to work the late shift at a diner on the outskirts of town. I always took the same bus home, walking the last few blocks alone. One night, I noticed a man sitting at the counter, staring at me. He didn't order anything, didn't talk to anyone, just sat there with an eerie, blank expression. When my shift ended, I saw him standing at the bus stop. My stomach twisted, but I told myself it was just a coincidence. I got on the bus and sat near the driver, hoping he wouldn't follow. But he did. Every stop I waited, he waited. When I finally reached my stop, I hesitated, considering staying on the bus. But I had no choice, it was the last one for the night. I stepped off, walking quickly, my keys clenched between my fingers. The footsteps behind me were soft but unmistakable. He was following me. I turned a corner, then another, trying to shake him. When I thought I had lost him, I ran to my building and slammed the door behind me. My heart pounded in my chest as I peeked through the peephole. He was standing outside, staring at my door. I didn't sleep that night. The next day, I told my manager, and we reviewed the security footage. He had been there before many times. Watching. Waiting. I quit my job that day and moved in with my sister across town. I never saw him again, but I still check my locks twice every night, just in case. Story 3. The unknown number. The text started out innocent. "Hey, how's your day? You looked beautiful today." I assumed it was a wrong number at first, but when I replied, asking who it was, there was no answer. The next day, more messages came. "I love your dress. Why are you ignoring me?" I started to feel uneasy. Whoever this was, they weren't just some random person, they had seen me. I stopped responding, but the texts didn't stop. They got angrier. "You can't hide from me. I know where you live." One night, I came home late from a friend's house. As I unlocked my door, my phone buzzed. "I see you." My blood turned to ice. I spun around, scanning the darkened street. I didn't see anyone, but the feeling of being watched was suffocating. I rushed inside and locked the door. A few minutes later, another message came. "Nice pajamas." I screamed and called the police. They traced the number to a prepaid burner phone, untraceable. I installed security cameras, changed my number, and even moved to a new apartment, but I never felt safe again. To this day, I don't know who it was. But sometimes, late at night, I still wake up in a cold sweat, feeling like someone is watching me, just waiting for the right moment to strike.